Welcome back, everyone. And if you're just tuning in, then welcome to Mixed Reality Dev Days. I'm April, and joining me is Cassie. We're your hosts for the event. We just wrapped up a really great keynote that was delivered by Jesse as well as Andrew from our remote rendering team. And following this, we have some sessions that are starting up. But with regards to the keynote, what did you find to be most interesting, Cassie?
I thought the holograms on the moving ship was really cool, and that they have that as part of a feature where you could actually, the complexity of taking a hologram and being able to understand how fast the ship is going, and then being able to make sure that it stays at that consistent like speed, and then having good graphics in order to create augmented realities like in the sea on a ship.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I think that's pretty cool. And I think for me, what I really love, of course, all the announcements, but the hackathon. I love a good hackathon. Any chance that we can really stretch our creativity and create some cool stuff. And then I did see we have some prizes that are also lined up for that as well. So it definitely gives a good opportunity to really get to try out MRTK3. And if there's something that you had a thought of to create, just go ahead and create it. As Jesse had mentioned,
the theme.
The theme itself
was really cool.
Was really good as well. So we're really interested in seeing what you all have to make. You have an entire month. So traditional hackathon, what, you have like 2 days and that's it. So you have an entire month to dedicate towards creating something with MRTK3. And as mentioned, Jesse, as he said, the packages themselves, they are available in the mixed reality feature tool now. And in addition to that, we do have documentation available too. So if you're sitting at home and you're ready to go ahead and jump start on something, we have documentation available. The packages are there. You can go ahead and get started. But with regards to the keynote itself, Jesse took us on a little bit of a history of MRTK.
Yes.
Some things I didn't personally know.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, me either. You use this toolkit and it's really cool. And to be able to see how it came from research and all the different versions that it went through, it was really cool to see how far just the industry itself has come to.
Yeah.
Because it's not only just what we've been able to do with MRTK, but also just how things are moving forward. And with every technology, when it comes new, it's always really hard. And then it gets easier and easier because people build amazing tools.
Yes. No, what I personally love a lot is the community contributions. And so being in cloud advocacy, we do a lot with the developer community, and therefore community just means so much to not just me, but really all of us here, I would say. So seeing, however, that recognition that was provided during the actual keynote, where we had the list of all the different contributors that were actually how do I say it, contributing to the writing of or creating of MRTK was really, really great. So really love that. Yes. And with that said, MRTK itself is open source. So folks can contribute.
Yep.
Definitely contribute.
And they shouted out to all of the amazing contributors
exactly.
on there.
Yeah. 99, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they say it takes a village.
Oh my goodness.
That was a visualization of
definitely
the village of people. But another thing on the theme too, it was like an innovation on an old problem, like creating something new on an old problem, right? A new solution to an old problem. And I love that because I think all of the best innovations kind of follow that theme when you think about it. Like there's so many different things that have been problems for a long time but never really solved, or you just get used to them, right? And so it's like, how do you take an old problem with a new technology that we have and make something new? So I am personally really excited to see what people come up with.
Yes, me too. And as mentioned, Andrew talked about not mixed reality. Well, he did talk about mixed reality, but remote rendering, I would say.
Oh yeah, the remote rendering stuff.
Yeah.
Like the details that they were able to do with remote rendering, because that's hard. That's really hard to do. Yeah. And they were able to quickly create really good models, use the power of Azure to be able to make high quality models and render them in a way that's just visually appealing and beautiful.
Yeah, and I had a chance to speak with Andrew yesterday a little bit about the treehouse that Jesse had mentioned that Andrew went to, and Andrew, he did a scan there and he was able to show during the demo what that looks like. The tree houses are coveted on campus.
I've never been to one.
I haven't been to one yet either, so really hoping to get a chance, but it's really cool to see that. And in addition to that, I would also say outside of remote rendering, Jesse talked about the MVP program.
Yes.
Yeah, that I would say is a really great opportunity for really anyone. That's if you're doing things in the community, if you're really spreading the word about mixed reality as well, it is something to consider for sure. There's a lot of great perks.
There are. The MVP Summit is an event that MVPs get to come to, and they get all the insider information. They get really well connected with the team. You know, they kind of feel like family, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they're part of it. So it's definitely something to think about and look into.
Yeah.
And I know I love working with our MVPs, and we actually get to talk to one tomorrow too.
Just about to say, Ivana will be joining us tomorrow, and we'll be hearing more from Ivana as well as some of the things that she's working on, and that'll be great. But definitely a great program to look into if you're interested. And I want to say also, in addition to that, I meant to mention earlier, we do have a newsletter that is sent out. And for those of you who are wondering, well, how can I just stay in touch, learn more about what's happening? You can do a sign up for that, and it's at aka.ms/I1MR. And that was how you'll be able to get just updates from us, new things around documentation, cool things that we're creating and working on. I know from my team, we feature things that folks are doing. I know some of the work that you're doing as well that you'll talk about a bit more later. You'll just hear about new exciting things like that. And I think it's a really great chance to just get to stay in touch with what's going on as well.
How frequently does the newsletter get sent out? Is it like a monthly newsletter?
Yeah, I want to say it's either monthly or it's twice a month. I think it really depends, but I think for sure, definitely, you're going to get that at least once a month for sure. But as we're heading into this now post-MR Dev Days era, I would say, with all the announcements of MRTK3, hopefully we'll see a bit more things that'll go out so the folks will get to know what's all happening.
That's cool. And to be able to see what other people are building, because I think like what types of things are like highlighted in there, right? Isn't it like community things?
Yeah, and and I would say from the contributions I would say that I've done, it's been a series of either videos that have been recorded, blog posts that have been written either from folks within the mixed reality team, folks on my team in cloud advocacy, as well as folks from the community, MVPs that may have contributed too. In addition to that, whenever there are new updates to our documentation, you'll find that in there. If there's any more general announcements, I know most recently we included the Babylon JS 5.0 release. So that was in there. Yeah, so it's a place to really get great information of what's happening right now in mixed reality.
And the Babylon JS, their session, is that today or tomorrow?
I think that's tomorrow. I think, yeah. So
and that's one of the live streamed ones, so people will be able to see what's new with Babylon JS. I am a big fan of Babylon JS. Like, it is such a cool way. I think the first time I heard that you could create XR experiences in JavaScript in the web, like my mind was blown. I was like, you can do what? Tell me more about this. Like, this sounds amazing. And it is, like what you can create with it. And then now with the codex models that they were showing at Build that are helping create it. So you can just be like, build me a checkerboard and it will just create it in Babylon JS in the web. And so those types of innovations are really making it more accessible. And I'm excited to see all the new features too that they have. Because I know I saw the release, but I don't know all the features that are coming.
Yeah, so there's just a lot that's in there. And I would say I've been working with that team for the past, I don't know, couple of months, maybe for this whole first half of the year. And just from speaking with them, they're a really fun bunch. Oh my goodness. They're just so much fun to get to work with, but really seeing what it is that they're working on, I would say. I know they have this really cool demo that they've created. I think it's like a pirate or a space pirate or so kind of demo.
It probably is, because Pirate JC is his Twitter handle, one of the main advocates. So like there's definitely like a lot of pirate themed like content that comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really excited that they're going to be here. And I'm trying to think, what else did we see in the keynote that really caught my attention? Let's see. Thinking more about how the community thinks in terms of the future of mixed reality, in terms of like, what do future meetings look like? You know, education as well. What does that look like? And I feel that's what I really appreciate with working with this team, is that we have a lot of great ideas, but it's really great to have contributions from the community. And so welcoming that, I think, is also like super important. And I'm glad that we are taking that approach to ensure that we're able to get that feedback in general from folks.
And Jesse, you know, he mentioned that. He's like, we're switching that to what do you think? What do you want to see coming? And I think that kind of happens too, just with like the different projects and things that people create. I get so inspired by seeing that.
Me too.
But then also being at these events, we get to hear what people want and what they're like looking for, and just kind of shifting around that dynamic, I think isn't important. And even though it could be like a small thing, but it's like it's a really cool thing that he highlighted. and I think really kind of captures like the kind of like essence of where they want to go.
Yeah. So that makes me super excited. And then let's see, what else did we get a chance to review throughout the keynote? Could you imagine, this caught my attention, Jesse had shared just long ago, pre-MRTK days, in the olden days with the HoloLens first edition. Can you imagine building without the toolkit?
Oh my gosh, it would take so much time to create a control, because I mean, so the thing about with like creating virtual experiences, what a lot of people think of is like not about how long it takes to actually create the models, like the 3D models that are created. So like not only is the scanning stuff and that thing, but it's also creating all those different pieces that come together and then the scripting on top of it.
Yes.
So like that was one thing when I first started, I did not realize how much time and effort it takes just to getting the 3D models that you need. And so, and having a kit that has those pre-wired in order to get started, like that saves you so much time.
Oh my goodness, so
and
much
you've been
time.
learning about this too, haven't you?
Like, and I'm just trying to imagine a world where we didn't have the toolkits. It's definitely something that I think for me it would have been a much steeper learning curve. For sure, with getting started. So fortunately, you know, I came on board when MRTK, you know, existed, and that was really like the space that I really stuck to. And I did my best to get to know like just all the different things that were available as well. So yeah, I'm just like thinking back, kind of just mind blown that like people used to create without. I know like obviously it's an obvious thing, right? But it's just like, wow, people really used to create without that. But
I think that's just how like software development in general goes, though. Things start out really complex. They start out in research and like the true science of it. And then we always are evolving, just like humans, like our software is always evolving into like, what is the next thing? How do we solve that problem? Like as engineers, we're always trying to like solve the problem and make the things easier. And so like, I think it just follows kind of like the natural evolution that happens a lot with different software technologies and software platforms. And it's just really cool to be in at one so early. Because I feel like most of the ones that I've started in, they were at least around a little bit, and a lot of it, and like certain things were already there. But seeing just how things have changed over the last, 5 years, I want to say. It's like 4 or 5 years since I think I've really started paying attention. And how difficult things were, like going from the dev mixed reality headset. And then seeing just the different iterations, and now the newest ones, the graphics are just amazing. And the different games. That's the other thing, is there's so much more content up there than there used to be.
Oh my goodness, yes. And when it comes to learning, that makes a really big difference. And I would say what I personally really like in terms of just seeing the progression is that we're also entering this phase or era, if you want to call it, where there's more low-code, no-code tools for creating. And it doesn't necessarily just stop at XR. Like we've seen that as well with mixed reality. And I've done some exploration as well with regards to power apps, for example. And so power apps in itself, when you think of power apps and how everything is pretty much, you know, drag and drop, and like you have an app, you're probably wondering, like, can I really do that with mixed reality? And the answer is like, yeah, you definitely can. I've done talks on it as well. We do have some mixed reality controls that are in the within Power Platform that literally drag and drop. And perfect example, you're able to view an object in 3D, for example. So like shopping apps, if you happen to see any that enables you to just take a item in the store, and on the app, you can just turn it around, see it in 3D. So that's the feature that's in there. Another one is to be able to just view something in mixed reality, which is essentially, let's say I was looking at like a table, like I was furniture shopping. I'm looking at a table.
What I was thinking about, like placing a table in my scene. So
yes, and you can do that.
Built into Power
You
Platform.
can do that. Yeah, literally drag and drop. And then if you want to get fancy with Power Apps, because you can definitely get fancy with Power Apps if you want to add some different coding in there. But from a very basic level, those are two things for just, you know, brief example that you can add in. We give you a ruler as well, so you can measure in mixed reality, and you can do a variety of things with those measurements. I've seen whereas folks have taken measurements that they've done through like a Power Apps app and then filtering a product selection based on what those measurements are. So let's say that I'm in the market for a brand new couch, but I know I only have X amount of space. Then if I were to take that measurement, put that into the app, and then the app will filter only couches that actually fit within that space.
And it's able to take like accurate measurements.
Yeah, literally once you enter that mode in your app, Of course, depending on how you configure the app, of course, but once you enter the measure mixed reality, you get this this digital or virtual, however you want to describe it, ruler, and you can just go around the room and get all your like all your points and all your measurements. So cool. And again, can you imagine doing that from scratch though? Versus like just dragging that into an app. So we're making mixed reality creation a bit more accessible. But with that said though, we're going to head into our very first session of today. And that's going to be with Brent as well as Grace to teach you or just share more with you all about MRTK3.